Hi, friend. Today, I want to share a story with you that I'm not particularly proud of, but hopefully it's something that you will find to be valuable, something that might be helpful to you. I was at a retreat. So for a number of years, I would go on these spiritual formation retreats with others in a program called Emmaus is with leadership transformations. And we would do quarterly retreats, and about half of those times would be in silence over a few days. And one year, on a retreat. It seems like it might have been the last retreat of the year. I can't remember. It was a few years ago now. And I was sitting there, and I was kind of unhappy with God that of where things were going. Like I wasn't getting to where I wanted to. It felt like God wasn't opening the doors, and I was sitting there. I wasn't way discontent, but I was sitting with God expressing some of that discontent. Um, Maybe not even expressing it in words, maybe just in feeling. And in a very short time, I felt like God responded. And when He does this, you can get uh, a whole lot of content in like microseconds. And this was one of those times. And the first thing impression I got was, God said, "Are you saying or ask? It seems like you're asking or feeling that you deserve more than you're actually getting." And that felt like, whoa, immediately. It was like, do you feel like you deserve more than you're getting? Well, when he asks you a question, you often know the answer. The answer is no, I don't deserve anything more than I'm getting. But soon, when I say soon, immediately was this idea of like, Tom, you're not actually living in the present very well. You're not being present to others. You're not experiencing the joy I have for you. You're not actually radiating joy because you're living in this kind of future longing and it's kind of strangling your present. I was like, oh gosh, it was true. It was completely true. I was living in longing for, complaining about, and not being present, and not receiving His presence, and not experiencing His joy, and not expressing it very well. And then, still in this microsecond, was the idea of you're not actually being very responsible. You're not investing your life now. Instead, you're waiting for some time in the future. And these three things, it was devastating in just a short moment. And it wasn't with any harshness, it was just real. It was like the lights came on and I could see things in my soul in the ways that I was living that I wasn't really aware of. It took me, weeks to process this, and it wasn't necessarily a real happy processing. However, the fruit was really good. And the thing was, here's where how I live now, how I want to live, and what I commend to you. First of all, live in the present. That's really all we have. We want our past to inform our understanding and even our experience of the present, but we don't want to dwell there, dwell in the past. Even the really good experiences of the past, sometimes those can haunt the present and still make us discontent. We want our past, the good things or the hard things, to inform our present, but we live in the present. And we don't want to be off into the future too much because then you could be like me and not live in the present. So first thing is I want to live in the present. I want to experience God in the present because that His name is I am. He's in the present. I'm with Him in the present. I want His joy and I want to radiate His joy. So live in the present. Secondly, be responsible to invest now. That's all he wants from you. He's not asking, what's your game plan to invest? That's part of it. You want to be a planner, you want to invest. But right now, are you investing your life? Can you describe how you're investing your life? One way to be able to tell is, are you investing your life in your roles, in your marriage or family, your workplace, your faith community, or your community, whatever those things are? Be responsible now. Be alert now with God. And then what do you do with the future? Well, what I want to do, I don't want to give up the future. It's part of how I operate. I have this kind of prophetic longing. I'm always looking and longing ahead. That's part of how I'm framed and gifted. So it's not to abandon that and just be present as if that doesn't exist, but it's not to live too much there. It is instead, I think, I'm describing it as I want to lean into the future. I want to stand in the present, live in the present, experience the present, and I want to lean into the future. I want to lean with God towards the things that I'm watching to see Him do and the things that I'm entrusting to Him. Part of what faith is we are entrusting our lives and our future to God. That takes the weight off our shoulders. We want to make sure that as we entrust it, we're not demanding. I'm not demanding of God. I want to lean into it, the things He's put, the impressions He's put into my heart. I want to lean into those things. I want to trust Him for that. I want to look for their fulfillment or what He's doing, signs of it. But most importantly, and what I want to emphasize for you, is live in the present. Experience Him, experience His joy, be present to others, and release that joy. Lean into the future, yes. Live in the present. Awesome. Have a great day.